Good morning, it's Saturday and it's omelet day. That means that we're going to have a certain death wish, of course, because we're not going to do a low carb option without some good heat to it. Today we're going to use the Butch T Reaper. I'm not sure what those are. I think it's a combination between a Butch T Scorpion Pepper and the Carolina Reaper. So it's a crossbreed. They look extremely hot. If my wife could grab me one quick, we'll show you what a Butch T Reaper looks like. Okay, as you see, it's got the Carolina Reaper red. It's got a bit of a stinger on it. I'm not going to try this just eating it like this. We're going to chop it up. The pepper itself weighs about 0.3 ounces. Honestly, it's really hard to find out the carb counts on these things, on any of these super hot peppers. Sometimes you see habaneros listed as having 4 grams of carbohydrate. Sometimes you see them listed with no grams of carbohydrate. I have no idea. Anyway, I would have done one last week, but as you know, I was in training for the hot wing eating contest coming up soon. Hold on, I had my wife put this back in the freezer. I'm not one who likes to dry my peppers. I like to freeze them because you still have basically the fresh pepper textures, but you can't let them sit outside the freezer very long or they get mush. So we chop them, throw them in the grease. Right now I've got bacon cooking already. We also have, and if Sarah wants to zoom in a little bit here, got chopped up green onion, just one. It's about 0.4 ounces of green onion. We made up a little list here. We've got 0.7 ounces is one jalapeno pepper. We've got one habanero pepper. The habanero was 0.2 ounces. We've got some canned mushrooms. We've got 1 ounce of the Aldi Black Forest ham. It's Appleton Farms or something like that. We've got some scorpion pepper cheddar cheese that we're going to be including on this. I think I'm going to throw in about 1 ounce. This is 0 grams carbohydrate. I'd count a gram. They get away with this stuff with their nutrition things. And here we have the Apple Farms pork sausage, one of the best breakfast pork sausages that we have. We have that here. Let's see. That came to 1.7 ounces of the breakfast sausage. There's the ham. These are great value mushrooms. I'm going to go with a 2-egg option. Usually I do 3, but they cook a little better when we just go with 2. The box says 0 grams of carbohydrate. When you do a scan with it on the Fitness Pal, it says 1 gram per egg. They usually are about 0.4 grams of carbohydrate per egg. So I think that's what the best thing to go with. Go with 0.4 grams. So, and then we have the bacon. I've got that over cooking, getting ready. We're going to cook everything up in bacon grease, of course, because when you're going for low carb, trying to get into ketosis especially, you've got to have that high fat. People think we're nuts, but my cholesterol runs great all the time. Now if I went with what I call the heart attack diet, which is the old food pyramid, let's encourage people to eat this way. People dropping dead of heart attacks. Oh, but I ate healthy. My wife, being a diabetic, they used to try to get her to eat that way. So full of carbohydrates. Are you kidding me? No, she can't go super low carb and go into ketosis. There's certain things with diabetics and you don't have all your enzymes and stuff. So that's not really a full option for them, but you don't need to be going with the attitude that, oh, I can eat any sugar and just put it into my pump. That's how they teach you anymore. It's ridiculous. No, let's eat healthy. And let's not eat the heart attack diet and try to get off or knock off whoever they're trying to knock off. Of course, they're not really, but terrible diet. Never liked it. Never did well with it. Trying to eat healthy, cholesterol running up into 200s. Forget it. My cholesterol runs between 100 and 120. That's total cholesterol. Those are great numbers. So the low carb Atkins diet, whatever, especially when you're trying to get into ketosis. Great options. These things all tend to be very low in carbohydrate. This, since it's such a small portion, you're not going to have more than net carbs of maybe not even quite 1 gram of carbohydrate. So for this, I haven't done the total math yet, but I'm thinking maybe 4 or 5 grams of carb total for breakfast. So we're going to pause this for a second, get set up over by the stove. I'm no professional chef, that's why I have things cut up ahead of time. I'm going to have everybody criticizing how my knife chopping skills and all that. No, I'm not a fast chopper. I'm trying to learn. It's really cool. And they talk about the locomotive thing kind of going like this, but not going to worry about that now. We'll develop our skills over time. These are just flavors I love. Put them together, put them in an omelet. The death wish, we're going to have that Butch T Reaper ready to tear me up. We'll probably have my wife go ahead and record some of the times that I'm sitting on the couch in agony as I get the cramps from the capsaicin that's in these peppers. We could put on a good face, and of course it's not too bad to handle the heat one way, but once we let it digest for a little bit, now it's the stomach cramps terribly. That leads me to just one other thing before we go to the stove. There's that problem that people ask me about, and a lot of people ask about it. They're like, well, I don't know how to ask this delicately. What are the after effects? Is it bad going out as it is going in? I call that bum burn or backfire. I've been very blessed to not have that problem, so I don't know what people are really talking about, except I did get the taste of it once, and that's because things took the fast track after using 9 habanero peppers and a cup of Frank's, or a cup and a half of Frank's for some chicken wings, and apparently that was a little bit too concentrated of capsaicin, and they're actually good habaneros for once, and also I discovered what they're talking about. No wonder people dread eating some of these hot things. Thankfully, the only thing right now I have is stomach cramps, and they last no more than about an hour or so, and a little heavy whipping cream takes care of that. So onward to the stove. Alright, we're going to get the eggs cracked here. Couple really nice eggs. Of course, there's the obligatory shell, and we cannot do this without having a shell go in. It's alright, easy enough. Keep the hands washed, as you can hear me in the background. Okay, I like getting eggs totally mixed up first. A little bit of twist and spin on that bowl. Again, I'm no professional chef, cook, or anything. I just like cooking at home. Found a few things that work. Of course, I've had my druthers. We're using one of those hand blenders, get it real frothy. But those are more difficult to have to clean up and put away, and we don't have a lot of space here at the house. Some people are under the misguided impression milk is best. I like adding just a little bit of water. Makes those eggs just a little bit smoother, a little fluffier, a little lighter. Okay, so the eggs are ready. We'll just put that aside here for a moment. Now, hopefully, the family has the front door open. Okay, we're going to have to get that taken care of here pretty soon. We'll get the bacon out of the frying pan. Good crisp bacon, we'll crumble that into the omelet, or we may just put them in there full. Sometimes I like to do that too. So, bacon, sausage, black forest ham, mushrooms, habanero, jalapeno, green onion, And the feature for today's Death Wish, Butch T Reaper. Again, don't know how hot these are, haven't tried them. It looks absolutely vicious, which makes it delicious. So these we just cut. Probably should be using gloves, but I never do. I'll be using gloves when I eat those wings at Mark Twain Brewing Company next week. Word is that they're going to be approaching 2 million Scoville units. We have 25 wings. Whoever finishes them first will be the winner. And all I can say is, ouch! Are they nuts? That's a lot. That is a lot. So the heat on this stove that goes up to, I don't know, maybe 10. I set it between 3.5 and 4. It's about to get real as far as the heat in the air. It's going to hurt. It's hard to breathe. My wife comes close to asthma attacks. We've got the front door. Oh, do these smell hot? Yes. Oh, deliciousness. So Butch T Reaper. I think it's a Scorpion and Reaper crossbreed. Habaneros for flavor. Jalapenos for flavor. Green onions. We have our Scorpion cheese. Our 2 eggs. So we'll have to deal with that here in a little bit. To make sure that's all moved around in the pan, I like to get some of that, the brownings off the bottom. Not that it matters, but it colors the eggs sometimes. So I'll get rid of it eventually when I get all the veg out of here. But for now, real quick, a quick yell out. Hey Sarah, you guys out of here? Okay, hearing nothing back from the family, we're going to go ahead. This could be accompanied by some sneezing and whatnot. So we'll get the onions, the jalapenos, the habaneros, and the Butch T Reaper. In we go. Oh baby. Woo-hoo! Oh yeah, feel the fire. Look at the color in there, it's just beautiful. Oh, I love this. Love it. Let those cook down a little bit. Oh, my apologies to my friends who I told I was going to get the seeds out. Yep, definite Death Wish Saturday with the omelet. Oh, baby. That's going to be hot. Should have lots of good cramps later. I'll sit and question everything. What did I go through? What did I do in my life that led me to this point? Whew! Hey, at this point, good time to crumble up the bacon. Yeah, it's good and crisp. We just crumble that bacon up. I'll have to say, a regular Reaper, it's usually been a bit hotter than that. So it's not too bad here. Just let that keep cooking. Oh. Also, we're just trying to get them softened down. Like I've said before, I'm not a big fan of the raw peppers. Big fan of cooked peppers. We kind of try to leave as much bacon fat available. We use it all. I'm not going to let bacon fat go to waste. Okay, at this point I'll go ahead and put in the bacon again, the mushrooms, the Black Forest ham. Who knows, maybe someday I'll go to cook them with some fresh mushrooms. Okay. Yeah, buddy. And a wonderful low carb offering. Should be oh baby. Should be spicy as all get out. Searing the lungs have never been better. Look at that. Beautiful color in there. Sometimes I use tomatoes. The problem is tomatoes are so high in carbs, so you got to use very, very sparingly. I do have some sun-dried tomatoes. Maybe I'll use that as an option when something I cook one of these days. Some definite downsides of this particular stove. It's a I just ate a piece of that Butch T Reaper that happened to be on the stove. It's a glass top electric stove. Hate them. Thinking about trying to find a trailer house I can rip stuff out, put in a good kitchen out there, since my wife doesn't like me cooking with this stuff in the house. Same with deep fat frying thing. Nothing says country love like deep fat fried food. Take a potato peeler on a potato and just strips of that into a deep fat fryer, man. You got the thinnest wonderful chips. Cooking up hot wings. Take those wings you get from the store and just throw them in. Problem is she doesn't like the Volcano I have because I don't have a real good deep fat fryer. And so it kind of bubbles out all over the place and it's making a big scene. Makes a terrible mess. So those things seem cooked about right. We're going to go ahead and shift this. I put the I shredded the scorpion cheese up on this plate. So we're just going to put this on here so maybe we'll recover some of that cheese scrap on there. Otherwise it's going to just lick it off of there. I hate it when these things go, so we'll get a cloth here. Just wipe the side of the pan. Don't want that grease up on that stove. So now we're at the right temperature for cooking these eggs. We'll just go for it. And I find with omelets, never thought of it, but I watched other people do this. They go ahead and get that stuff kind of filled in. Some on a low sodium diet. Well, okay, yeah, I know. There's sausage and other stuff. But I need potassium to offset the salt. So this is no salt. I would use a pepper grinder on this, but I'm out of peppercorns in it and I couldn't break the thing apart. So I just put a lid on that, let it cook here let the omelet get firmed up a bit. I hate when you overcook eggs, especially omelets, scrambled eggs. I don't know, I describe it as a fishy taste. Don't like it. Oh, man. Since the stove isn't real even, I like to kind of move that around a little bit, maybe turn the heat up just a freckle. Sure don't want to turn it up too far. Maybe getting a little close. We'll do this again. Yeah. Hey, we might write that off as a bad idea. Bad idea. It's too late. Just let it keep cooking a little bit here. So again, the wing contest is coming up in Hannibal. They announced it's 25 wings, first to the finish. Approaching 2 million Scoville units for the sauce they're going to use. That is absolutely insane. Carolina Reapers come in around those temperatures. The nice thing is that sauce may be that temperature, but it's probably diluted with other stuff besides the fact you're spreading it out on wings. However, if anybody's done any of these hot wing things at any of these restaurants, the actual hot ones, like the blazing wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, the first few are just nothing, but it's a building up effect. It's that building up effect that makes it to where it starts getting a little bit insufferable. Now I can do a dozen of the blazing wings at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's not really a problem. St. Louis Wing Company, which discovered here a couple weeks ago, incredible tasting wings, very little heat, but you do have an option to ask to them to improve the heat. Alright, I don't see any more runny parts. The egg should be ready to go ahead and dump the mix on it. Not a bad idea on that scorpion cheese. It's coming off pretty good. And we'll go ahead and mix that, or put that in right on top of there. Normally I'd probably add some American cheese, but it's one of the things I'm going to try to eliminate a little bit. We're going to find one with less carbs, because the ones that I've been getting have about 2 grams of carb per slice of cheese. Okay, we'll let that cheese melt. I'm sure you can hear me snuffling and whatnot. That's still in the air pretty good. Before eating, we've got one nose blow, no tears, countless coughs. There's something about the flavor of American cheese on an omelet. Absolutely wonderful. Love it. Okay, that corner got messed up a little bit, so it's not going to work perfectly. that lovely? Butch T Reaper, sausage, ham, mushroom. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, now I learned a little trick. I'll probably epic fail this. It's too bad I'm not the other-handed, huh? I put this in backwards from what it should be. The Frugal Gourmet from way back in the 90s. But you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'll show it when I have a shorter pan. He used to flip that thing over so you didn't have this kind of mess going on. But we all know just folding it over, and that's kind of an obligation, but I wouldn't have to. So I usually use 3 eggs. I don't have all the tearing. So we'll go ahead, plate it. Not going to be pretty. It's for human consumption anyway, not for a chef show. Make sure I get all the little bits of Butch T Reaper in there so I can actually suffer well. Today's death wish, Butch T Reaper omelet. We'll see what happens. Alright, here we go. We've got the omelet. Looks delicious. Smells delicious. We're going to have to tear into it. Don't know if I'll add the Tabasco sauce or not. Eat that on all my eggs. I love it! Buy everything Tabasco. Buy it by the gallon, literally. You order $100 worth of Tabasco products down from the Tabasco store. Get it shipped in, you get free shipping. We bought a gallon of regular Tabasco, a gallon of Chipotle Tabasco, and one of every variety they had. Their steak sauce is second to none. I love their steak sauce. And not that, there's some weird one they have there. So that this is like regular, normal Tabasco steak sauce. It's really good. Highly recommend it. Got the mustard. Tried many different things. Things that stand out, of course, are regular Tabasco, Habanero Tabasco, Chipotle Tabasco, and that steak sauce. Again, that's second to none. That's my favorite steak sauce. I used to be a Heinz 57 guy, and not anymore. The Tabasco steak sauce. Anyway, not here about Tabasco. We're about the Reaper, or about the Butch T Reaper. There's definitely a distinction. I'm sure this isn't as hot as the Reaper. I've done. It's still in the air. Yeah, I hear my wife coughing. She was outside. Now my son John's coughing. He can go on out of the room if he's going to do that. And this is just what they did there. A couple weeks ago, the grandson came in when I did this, eating one of these crazy omelets. And he and his mother both went to gasping. It's like letting off a pepper spray bomb. Anyway, so here we go. It's got that scorpion cheese on there too. That's a little bit warm, not too bad. Crisp bacon. Definitely taste the pepper. So far, not a face melting situation, but like I mentioned earlier, these things build up. We'll douse a little bit of Tabasco on here, get some more flavor. This is a very flavorful omelet. If you've ever eaten the super hots, or even habaneros, have a flavor to them. Definitely taste the peppers. Anyway, that's the normal amount of Tabasco I put on my eggs. Remember when I was a kid, my dad cautioned us. Because we used to eat paste picante sauce. We made burritos like every Saturday. It was one of our family traditions. And we'd put on paste picante sauce. We were building up to that hot. And my dad told me with Tabasco, he's like, that's really hot. Don't you mess with that. I love you, Dad. He even admits now that's not hot. We're just at the beginning stages. It doesn't matter what stage you're at. There's no embarrassment at all. You don't even have to like hot peppers. It's just something that I happen to love. If you don't love that, there's other stuff you probably love and go with that. Figure out great recipes you like, go for it. Mmm. Apologies to all my teachers, mother, and everybody else who said you gotta chew your food so many times. Starting to warm up a little bit. See all that red in there? That's those Reapers. Or the Butch T Reapers. I love it. There it is. I get my sermons ready on Saturday because we have a busy work week. Working for the government, being a revenuer. But I'm not a fire and brimstone preacher. I'm a law and gospel preacher. Preaching and rightly dividing the truth of God. And those fire and brimstone preachers, we heard one, there's a stereotypical thing on a movie. One of the funniest things I've ever seen is like one of the cheesiest, hokiest Western movies I've ever seen. And I mean laugh and laugh and laugh. So it's kind of in the spirit of that when I call this YouTube channel the Preacher's Fire and Brimstone Ketosis Kitchen. Trying to get in ketosis with the low-carb cooking. Fire and brimstones are people stereotypically associated with preachers. There's certainly some fire up in these, boy. I'll put a link. I'll put a link below for the store at the farmer's market in Springfield that I got these from. If you want to know my opinion on these, 2 thumbs up. Sorry. Sorry to the movie rating guys, but Siskel and Ebert, not trying to steal from them. Good rating system. As far as the tears, no tears yet. Of course, my face, I wonder, I said I had no tears that one time with eating the raw pepper. I watched the video, I had tears running down my face. I don't know if these numb my face. That's alright. Well, this tastes good. But if you're in and around Springfield, best thing to do if you want to get to that farmer's market, that company, that particular farm's only there on Saturdays. And they were running out of peppers real early. The place opens, I think the market opens at 8. It's supposed to be there, but I was lazy. So I showed up about a half an hour late and almost missed out on my chance. Can I recommend highly enough? If you want the good hot peppers, you better get there at 8. There's a chance I'm going to be going up there. Wait, but maybe in a couple weeks. And I'll see if they have any peppers that I can just buy. and they need them right there. Kind of doing advertising for the company, and not that it's out to do, but man, when you find good places and good stuff, let the world know. It's the stand-up stuff. That's how the free market works. If your product's no good, don't get the government to subsidize you. Make a better product. Yeah, that whole fire just lit up in the mouth. Really burning nice now. Getting harder to eat these. This is why the 2 million Scoville unit, 25 wings. It's going to be, when you get to this point, it's like, do I want to put another bite in? I think I feel one. Great omelet. Omelet Saturday. I love omelet Saturday. And again, my apologies to my dear mother. I see seasoned juices on the plate. Oh, it's driven my mother nuts. That was okay. Had the bacon gone into the eye, you would have had a whole new adventure of humor, pain. My mom hated when I licked my plate clean. I could save dishes. At least you won't have to work so hard cleaning them. Yeah, the flame's really hot on the tongue now. Whole mouth's lit up. And I know. Drink milk. I like Diet Dew. It's my thing. Diet Dew, Diet Dr. Pepper. Can't do too much of it. It throws you out of ketosis. Not supposed to throw you out of ketosis. But I lose weight when I don't drink this stuff. Everybody's like, you gotta drink the sugar, it's better. Not when you're trying to lose weight with a low carb diet. Sugar's not better. That doesn't even make any sense. Don't tell me that sugar free is better when you're on a low carb diet. Also, I think I'm circling the drain toward diabetes. If I get to diabetes, or even pre-diabetes, I'm certainly not going to want to sit here and drink sugared Mountain Dew. Happy if I did, it's good. And I can tell the difference. Sitting there drinking one of those Gatorades, the white cherry, because I've been finding them in zero, no carbs. Sitting there drinking one day, I was like, this is incredible. I was like, uh-oh. Looked, yeah, sugar. One time I went through the drive-thru at Hardee's up in, I think it was in Verdon, Illinois. And I stopped my car, backed up to the window and said, well, that's not Diet Dr. Pepper. Well, that's what it says. I said, that's Cherry Dr. Pepper. We don't even carry Cherry Dr. Pepper. I said, I'll guarantee you that's Cherry Dr. Pepper, and that's full-on sugar, too. It tastes too good to be diet. I mean, I like diet. I put up with diet, but it's not the sugared stuff. It tastes better. The sugared stuff does. Anyway, he went back and came out all apologetic and wanted to give me a refund or whatever. I don't even bother with the refund. I'm not worried about that. Just fill my cup up with the right stuff. So they did right by me, but sure enough, it was Cherry Dr. Pepper. The store was embarrassed. The Dr. Pepper guy dropped off the wrong stuff at the store, or else their The wrong stuff came in on the truck. I don't know how they do it there. Anyway, I feel the nose running. I didn't bring any Kleenex or napkins to the table. Maybe I need to get used to that idea. They're not going to allow any napkins at that wing eating contest either. Definitely feel the tears. Yeah, I can feel that one. If I had a chance to blow the nose, I'd say it'd probably be 2 or 3 nose blows and 3 or 4 tears. Of course, we're going to see, just sitting it out here for a little bit longer. I won't necessarily bore you with the details because probably in about an hour I'll be sitting on the couch and will be videotaping my agony just for a minute or so of what it feels like to eat these stupid hot peppers. Seems my motto is going into it, this is stupid. My motto going out of it, that was stupid. I'd do it again. That's alright. Love it. Enjoy it. These are the kind of things that part of really got the throat bound up. Part of God's creation. We definitely give thanks to God for the wonderful joys of the hot pepper, capsaicin. Not only for the joy it brings to many who love to eat this kind of food, but also to the medicinal purposes that people use it for. Going into some of the creams and liniments that help with arthritis and things. So, thank God for the pepper. Thumbs up to the Butch T Reaper. It's definitely got some heat to it. Yay, good job. Well, take care. God bless. See y'all later. Alright, Steve O. Smitty here with a little bit of follow-up on the Butch T Reaper omelet. Not too bad. I'm not feeling the burn in my belly near as bad as I did using regular Carolina Reaper a couple weeks ago. Usually I get some terrible stomach cramps. Lasts for maybe an hour or so when I do raw peppers or when I use extremely hot pepper in some of my cooking, or else some of like 6 million Scoville unit hot sauce that I bought called The End. So not too bad. I've had a little bit of cramping, really not much. Glad for that. It's really awful. Didn't use any heavy whipping cream or anything today either, so just to see what limits I could push it to. So it seems maybe it's either not as hot or I'm just adjusting a little bit. That's not too likely. Even the most seasoned pepper eaters get some terrible stomach cramps. Maybe it's just spread out enough in the omelet that it was diluted. One other thing real quick before I go. I did buy the Pocky One Chip Challenge. They've opened that back up quick. You can buy it online. And it looks like it's coated in almost death. It's black seasoning all over it. Certainly from the Carolina Reaper. It looks like it could be painful and yet wonderful. Didn't do it the first time they did this. Everybody wanted me to, but I couldn't get a hold of one. So I signed up for their newsletter, and lo and behold, a week later, it's perfect timing. Perfect timing. A week later, they've opened it up. And I don't think it's coincidence because you're seeing a lot of YouTubers getting this in advance. They sent them complimentary chips and actually whole packages. Seems they, I don't know what the qualifications were for that. Maybe they just some of the advertising for it to get it out there. So, whatever the case may be, not sure I'll do it next week because even though it should show up this coming week, I've got that hot wing contest going on the 21st. Probably not the best idea to assault my stomach that often, that vigorously. So, probably wait a little bit on the chip, and next week there's not going to be an omelet. I'll be at a pastor's conference in the morning and then headed off to the wing contest in the afternoon. So, see y'all later. God bless. Okay, I've had a little bit more time. The cramps are setting in. Pretty rough. Well, it's about 2.5 hours after eating. Usually it hits about an hour. Ugh, feels a lot of pain. A lot of cramps. Capsaicin cramps, I guess they call them. Or cap cramps. Ugh. Just really sits in the belly like a bowl of lava or something. and burns. So, guess I spoke too soon earlier. I'm not sure if I'll include the video part where I didn't think it was too bad. I was probably taken about an hour ago. Just had to give it more time. I'll be fine. I'm gonna go drink some heavy whipping cream. We'll take care of it. This isn't the kind of thing you go with Tums or Rolaids. We need something to soothe it out. Some people, I think, try to coat their stomach with like Maalox or Pepto-Bismol before doing some of these things. I don't know. I don't need any more medicine. I have enough medicine the way it is. So, I think moving around, usually if you can stay in one spot, it doesn't feel too bad, but if you move around a little, it kind of seems to get it really cranked up and activated. So, again, we're going to try to get some heavy whipping cream or something in there and put the fire out a little bit. Why do I do this? It's stupid every time. But I gotta keep doing it because there's something about that flavor. They could do the heat and eliminate the cramps from the belly. See, they need to find some kind of Carolina Reapers. Breed them that way. Whoever you breeders are out there that are getting these things going, find the ones that don't cause cramps and then ramp them up in heat. Thanks. See you later. Bye.